So, I just talked to one of my trainee friend girls. They're getting ready to do brunch, and we're decorating ye old Christmas tree. I can't fucking figure out how to get the top relit, but it is several years old. And no, I'm not getting you. Before I have to play IT man and set up the office again. And no, my cigarette's not lit. I don't smoke inside here. The Hamilton County house. Funny that Brett Hankerson has a house here too, isn't it? Oh well. They tried to claim I was hindering an investigation. You people, your investigation was compromised internally by the brass ring bitches running their goddamn mouths about alleged crimes. Now, this is me able to function on benzodiazepines, unlike antipsychotics that sedate me to the point of not being able to even stay awake. Thank you for claiming that the benzos were more dangerous and addictive when I haven't even taken one in, 2 or 3 days. You people are sickening with your medical fraud, including date raping kids. And guess what that story's going to help with? Medicare for all. Only we should focus our system more along the lines of, I believe it's Norway, and up the annual deductible. Everything medically necessary, everything, including dental, covered. But, maybe, $1,000 deductible. Subsidized for people who can't afford it, obviously. And then people who are just flat fucking broke, like some elderly in nursing homes, it covered under some kind of care grant or something. Hell, even raise the deductible a little bit more. With preventative health obviously covered, and anything, urgently necessary from it, say a doctor discovers cancer, well, obviously that should bypass the deductible, or at least allow people to pay on it or something without stupid shit like this care credit nonsense. Medicare for all would be 80%, and then us fending for ourselves for the other 20%. If I understood it correctly, no, we need to model it after, say, Norway, or whatever other country I was thinking of. Everything medically necessary, including eye, hearing, and dental, covered with, say, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 annual deductible. And the rest of it covered by tax dollars. How goddamn difficult would it be? The only reason that we have this privatization of healthcare is to help these goddamn doctors and their sick, perverse networks have their fucking social science experiments. I am not going to sit idly by and watch it happen. You know what? The next time I ask Kenton Pumpelly out to dinner, I don't care if he's with a woman or he's married or not. His answer better be any time. That's how mature adults handle this shit, instead of getting drunk and then asking one of us to drive the other one home. I asked you to dinner. Eddie Merlot's in Louisville. We could stay at the Seelbach Hilton because there's no goddamn way I'm driving all the way home at night. I didn't invite you to dinner for sex, asshole. I have 2 hands. I don't need men. Water. So welcome to my reality. Law enforcement officials and judicial officers, there's no one here. My apologies if my words seem a bit slurred. I'm not intoxicated to the point that I need to be taken to the hospital. This is simply how I function normally on the prescription medications that actually fucking work without the crazy side effects of what in the fuck is he doing? The tardive dyskinesia, if I'm accurate about that, the additional movement problems thanks to the antipsychotics can be permanent. Wham! Oh well. I wanted to sell for many reasons when my father died. We could make a shit ton of money off of this property as a hunting lodge. Wealthy out-of-state people wanting to own it. Duh. Make some upgrades and such and sell it and find a one-level ranch home. I even told my mother, hell, make it out with Shell and Michael to trade, property they want for their house, and it'd be your house. But no, Nana Bill's house wasn't, whatever. Everything on one floor, the garage, the kids were used to it, make them get off the bus at that house still, and then let them come fucking get them. Get out of this goddamn fucking drowning valley. High-speed internet so that I can work from home. But no, my ideas were never good enough because they wanted me out of the goddamn picture. Oh, fucking well. I hope they got their wish and they, enjoyed it. They couldn't understand why work-at-home jobs didn't accept satellite internet. Well, honey, the latency on it. You're sitting there talking to someone and they have to wait 10 seconds to hear your voice response. Employers don't like that. That's why they don't hire people with satellite internet, and technically my sister shouldn't be doing her work-at-home remote job over cellular because of the latency, but they apparently allow it for her, just like every goddamn thing else under the sun. Tea and honey. Me being so goddamn stupid and going out and buying cigarettes like a fucking idiot. Oh well. A relapse. I'm not going to sit and beat myself up over it and make it even worse. Not like other people. No offense. I know I'm not supposed to, I know I shouldn't be out buying cigarettes. Don't mention it again, that's not helpful. And I'm not just trying to be a bitch about it. It's just, yes. It's fine, I'm used to it. Well, I am recording, but I'm also talking to you at the same time. You're almost done decorating it? Well, that's good. That means I don't have to help anymore. I just have to go play IT and hook up all of her computer shit. They have the, what is it, hybrid work model. She goes into the office every so often and then works remotely the rest of the time. But it's not a laptop computer. It's a little thin client desktop thing. So it has to be set up every time. At first, she brought the monitors home from her workplace, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. First, it's more shit, and what if happens if I accidentally drop and break one? You know, because of foot drop and everything else. So we just found a couple of good monitors on sale and bought them. And a wireless a wireless keyboard and mouse. So she didn't have to bring all that extra shit home. So now it's just simple, really kind of simple. When I was working from home, I was in the office. That's where my setup was. I don't know what in the hell she would have done. I guess work in the kitchen table when, yeah, I know. I guess she would have worked on the kitchen table where my home office is now. And, you know, I'm not making money from any of this, you guys. Not at all. I told my story, and I'm continuing to tell it to hopefully see change. And like I said, this is me on the appropriate medications that Kentucky just could not tolerate because guess what? They didn't disassociate me to the point of stripping naked and taking any man's penis in me. Adult life is different as long as it's consensual. What those people did to me when I was under 12 is sickening. Aren't you pretty? You're pretty, aren't you? Look. Yeah, you're beautiful. Uh-huh. You know it's a better day for me. He really does. They're service animals, and I would really hate to have to sue over losing a service animal. The federal courts have literally said that, you know, cops are allowed to kill your pets. Service animals under the ADA are different. Ours aren't registered because we never felt the need to do it because, you know, we didn't have the issues or anything with law enforcement. But he's been calmer today because he knows my mood is better today. When I'm anxious or whatever, all he does is pace. I feel so sorry for him now that he's getting older. She's blind now, so she's not as capable of getting around. But she can sense my anxiety a lot too, and she'll wander into my room at night. And I pick her up and put her on my bed and lay with her for a little while, and then I carry her into her mother's room, where she belongs. I'd put him on the bed with me at night. I don't care about the hair, but he's liable to jump off the bed and he would end up hurting himself. He's so old now. He doesn't even bark at the mailman anymore, do you? Mm. Well, he barks at him sometimes. It's not quite afternoon tea time, but oh well. We have supper here earlier. Ugh. Which, granted, I haven't even gone over the menu for what we're having tonight. What are we having for dinner tonight? Tacos?
That or Alfredo?
It's Saturday. I'd rather have the Alfredo. We can do the tacos tomorrow. Or is it Sunday? I don't keep up with shit anymore. Let's just have the Alfredo and then we'll do the tacos for... That's more of a weekday meal anyway. We'll have the chicken Alfredo today. My trans friend girl was like, honey, you are getting so fucking like lost in your own world and mind and shit. She was like, you know, you're not helping yourself by staying inside all the time. I'm like, I know, darling. That's why I had a job. that I fucking absolutely adored, but had to resign due to my health. I could tell they were getting annoyed with the Tourette's syndrome too, which, it's against the ADA for them to do that, but I don't think it was one of the things I disclosed on my hiring things. I was afraid they wouldn't hire me because, Tourette's people are not dangerous, but they can be loud. And that's why benzos are an appropriate treatment for things like Tourette's syndrome. And I'm medicated on Valium with a quarter of an oxycodone, 5 milligrams, plus the cannabis. And this is how life should be. Normally, in reality, for everyone, including me. They cannot stand my reality, unmedicated, which makes it a delusion for them. Sick-ass people who think they can pray things away, how fucking sickening and ignorant can it get? Of course the power of prayer helps. Psychologically. Of course we can help ourselves feel better. But if you have stage 4 terminal lung cancer, I don't care how hard you pray, unless a miracle of God with a good act, a good deed happens, you're probably going to die. So them nailing my ass to the wall for talking about their sick shit, in the meantime claiming, oh, we have stories about you allegedly drug trafficking. Well, let me tell you, the Maysville, Mason County city, the employees and their families threatening to kill me for drugs. Lisa Williams, whatever her fucking last name is now, taught us to never tell them no and that sex sells, just as another way for them to normalize their disgusting fucking rape culture. Granted, she might not have taught that to the other kids, but, none of the other kids were really related to Bobby and Stocky and Donald the way I was. Yeah, the Gollenstein kids may be related to Bobby Gollenstein, but they weren't truly related to Stockton and Donald and several of the other people the way I was. Am I supposed to thank them for causing me a lifetime of hurt and grief and sorrow, mental duress and physical disability simply because they were fag-hating pieces of shit? I deserve to have my own goddamn home after helping pay off all the goddamn shit she's helped me with. No offense, but I can't put up with her eating habits. She eats too early, and she doesn't like seasoning much. I like exotic foods. Not necessarily steak and lobster every weekend, but I like seasoning. Sometimes I make my food spicy, especially if I feel like I need to sweat out any shit that's built up in me, and God knows I need to now after fucking smoking real cigarettes again like an idiot. It's a simple relapse and it will stop. This morning, I held myself back for an hour before going and getting another pack, so that's the beginning of it. When this one's gone, there won't be another one. And if I fail there, we'll just wait and see. It happens, just like with mental health, it waxes and wanes, just like cancer, just like Parkinson's. But I don't move fast enough for this people who are not as disabled as I am. My apologies for having aphasia and all this other sick neuropsychiatric shit inflicted by their goddamn actions and lack thereof. One of my friends told me not to speak while I was on Valium. Don't say anything, don't do this, don't do that, because they'll use that against you as a, oh really? They drove me to suicide, and then they're crying about the forced treatment because it's a controlled substance. How fucking sick can they get? You all saw my luxury photos of the vacation to Mexico, didn't you? As I stated, I was quite surprised to see the Mexican Supreme Court decriminalize, if not fully legalize, the usage of recreational cannabis. There are people all over this goddamn world in my corner, Mr. Boggs. Including Canada. I don't instruct anyone to do anything. I don't believe in this vigilante criminal bullshit, especially that committed by law enforcement. The atrocities that happened up in the SAS in Canada, my condolences to those families. I had no involvement in it, but it is a true tragedy that someone would go on a killing spree. That's just like those people in the Uvalde, Texas case. Whoever they fucking are, they need their nuts knocked off. And that's coming from the bottom of my heart. Those people from that fucking shit need their nuts fucking knocked off. Especially if there were any law enforcement officials involved in that one. How fucking sick is that? You all don't want to know what I heard. But, you know, whatever. Oh, like I said, you all... Are you sure that this was $110 online?
No, the one online is 24 inches.
The larger
That's
one.
14, I think it's on the box.
So how much was this one?
You paid six. Oh, I don't know.
I know how much I paid for it. Or you paid for it. I was mistaken about that Mr. Christmas tree. There's apparently a larger one, and it's the one that's like $100 and some dollars. Whatever this one is, it was only $70 at Bethesda North. Pink. I cannot stay in pink. I think they had a rainbow one. I might go get one. I don't know. You know, it's just kind of like with Ariana Huffington and her books. It's just her views on life, her views on politics. My personal memoir of what I lived through with big legal as my family, including sitting judges. I just love her appearances in the appearance in the L Word. She's an interesting person. Cool accent, very beautiful hair. And I just love that they're... Oh, I thought you stepped on a bulb. I just love their journalism. And I got reamed out for sharing their journalism when I was on the board with Mr. Palmer and his shit. Quit sharing all that political stuff. It can cost us our tax exemption. Then you designed your fucking stupid organization incorrectly. Founded as a church. Duh. But you know, nobody ever listens to me. Oh well. Donald was also into tax law. So there's quite a bit I know about their shit that they don't want the normal civilian to know. Just like law enforcement officials will stand up and profess before God, we're tax-paying citizens too. We have to face the same burdens as the people. Yeah, right. You all get to deduct makeup and hair products off your goddamn taxes. You all pay shit. I was in cosmetology and legal for a while, I'd know. Cosmetology, I was allowed to take off almost every penny of makeup and hair products. Teachers are allowed to deduct it. They have to maintain an appearance. Law enforcement, jail staff, etc. Oh, you have a disability and need these special boots? Pay for them for yourself. Company might reimburse you, the department rather, might reimburse you somewhat, and just take it all off on your taxes, except for the part that was reimbursed. Oh well. Today has been a better day mentally, but I medicated as soon as I got up instead of sitting and fighting with myself over this goddamn stupid-ass drug addiction story. That skull fracture still fucking hurts. And just like the permanent nerve damage that the crushing of my brain due to blood and asphyxiation still fucking hurts. Oh, well, I think I'll go back to the Christmas tree. Where did I put my cup of tea? There it is. I swear real cigarettes are way different than this nicotine that they produce, that is just nothing but nicotine. They want to complain about drug addiction? Let me tell you about a behavioral process addiction that is costing millions of people their lives. Oh, but they don't want to discuss that. Yes, you heard me correctly. Behavioral process addiction. The best well-known one is gambling and shopping. Other ones that are less well-known are forcing religion as a belief system down someone's throat until they kill themselves. That's why the courts are finally starting to realize, hey, you know what? People like this kid are right. They are responsible for their suicide. Those churches practicing that anti-fucking faggotry bullshit are hate groups. They're making shit tons of money and sheltering it, only to further their political agendas, as sick as they are, including beating demons out of people. Brooke Covington might have got off the hook, but her husband didn't for the money fraud part of it, did he? And like I said, while there was the disgusting part of our home church with ties to North Carolina and Maryland, there were also the good parts of it, things that I had established. I can take no credit for anything good that has happened for anyone. However, you best bet I kept a close eye on it. An eye. I'm sorry, what did you say about those containers?
These two can go back out whenever.
Okay. Well, your truck's in the way. Should I just back it out?
What? Or just wait until.
Well, you're not going into work. I might as well go ahead and back it out and just leave it out. Ugh. I hate backing this goddamn huge ass truck out of this fucking single car garage. My Lexus fits in here like a dream. This fucking thing, ugh. And then she listens to this goddamn five-finger death punch shit. Now, I like some of their songs, but this shit is just too heavy metal for me. Like grunge rock or something. God, she had that fucking thing in here so goddamn tight, I almost took off the fucking passenger side mirror. Well, she's been driving it for years. She knows how to park. This fucking whole thing has been nothing but a goddamn nightmare and their fucking sick social science experiment. I hope these sick pieces of shit rot in hell. And look at all the goddamn garbage stuffed into the door thing. If people think my behavior is crazy, look at that. I cannot stand that. I might not be the cleanest person in the world, but I cannot stand disorganization. I'm definitely not the cleanest person in the world. I try to shower every day, but if it's every other day, I'm not going to sit and punish myself. Cleanliness, as long as the bathroom floor doesn't have piss on it, and the kitchen isn't that dirty, oh well. Dusty furniture, who in the hell cares? Other than the goddamn crazy Czech people who just love to drop by all the goddamn time. They're also part of the reason why I tried to kill myself. Them intervening in an invasion of privacy. So let me tell you about privacy with Patrick Boggs' dick. And a bunch of other goddamn nudes. They weren't concerned about me. They were just worried what I had leaked to the goddamn press. Well, you all saw the Reuters photos in New York in 2004. You tell me. That story has been written up and locked in my goddamn desk drawer since 2004. The last time you sick pieces of shit stabbed me in the goddamn back. Why aren't the lights flashing? Well, normally the lights flash when... Who knows? I hate that truck. It's like a monster truck compared to what I drive. Oh yes, watch them come cry about that. We saw you starting a vehicle and backing it out on your driveway after admitting drug usage. Boo fucking who. And guess what? I didn't end up tearing the mirror off the side of it, even though she had it parked right next to the goddamn wall. You know what? Fuck it. I don't need another cup of hot tea. I'll just have regular tea. She's a clean freak, man. The floors, she goes fucking crazy if there is a fucking piece of fuzz on the carpet. Who in the hell cares? I don't give a damn if they are $1,000 wool carpets. You shouldn't have wasted that goddamn much money on them. But you know, I don't have a say in that kind of thing. They want to complain about my spending all the while buying $1,000 wool carpets. Now, I know all about cognitive behavioral therapy and making yourself happy. That doesn't include going into bankruptcy. Believe me, I've almost been there too. I don't feel like going to get coffee. I don't feel like going out to get yogurt. My trainee girlfriend girl was like, huh, girl, you need to get out of the fucking house. You need to hang out with people who are on your side, your community, your family. We can be your family. And it's like, I know that. I'm not an idiot. At the same time, I just do not fucking feel like it. I'll let you know when I feel like it. There are plenty of days, and those are the days the fucking asshole rapist doctors label as manic. One of my friend girls back home, Mason County, she was like, do you remember Angie Smith? And I'm like, no. And she was like, you don't remember her at the bars and stuff all the time crying about her cancer. And we all thought she was, just like not real about it because, if somebody has that bad a cancer, how can they be out enjoying themselves? Just like with me. If you're in so much pain, how can you enjoy yourself? Well, alcohol does have a numbing effect, even though it's a stupid choice to medicate with because it makes nerve damage worse. But she was like, man, Angie really did have cancer that bad, and she just died. And this was like yesterday or the day before. I'm like, man, that's so sad. Oh, and another one of my moments that the doctors call absolutely crazy. I thought I was going to drop one of the ornaments out of my hand as she was handing it to me because I felt my hand going numb. She ended up dropping it and breaking it. Just coincidences. Just like with me pretending to be flying a helicopter and passing out. And then those pilots and that story about the vacationers. I thought there is no way in hell that both the pilot and co-pilot could fall asleep at the same goddamn time. Well, no wonder I was doing that crazy helicopter thing. You're crazy, Mr. Horde. Russell Mary. Any more talk of witchcraft and off to hospital with you. As long as Susie Pratt holds my hand. That's what will happen if you lie on the witness stand. I'm well aware of perjury being a felony. Now let's talk about the assholes who perjured themselves, covering this sick shit up. I'll be taking broad immunity. There's plenty more to tell. Especially about big legal. You all think Kentucky to Texas and Florida is something, huh? Let's talk about D.C. Oh, maybe I better be quiet for a little while. Somebody might come in and spank me again. Hint, hint, spank me again. As I said, I meant no offense, no ill will, no criminal intent with anything that I've ever done in life. Coercion, extortion, blackmail, from them doing that to me, pretty much. Trying to talk about it only for the cops to slam me against the wall. Thank you. So Matt Lewis and Phil Day's rapey district and them trying to convince me I had been in a car accident, screw fucking you. They wanted me dead, they got their goddamn wish. Obviously, I wouldn't learn or know how to control my mouth in a courtroom. I'm in my own goddamn home. Looks good, doesn't it? Those ribbons are so pretty. Where did you get those?
Everything.
Of course, the television. I hung the first ornament, the rainbow. I think I'll start a new one just with the crystal.